Morning, everyone. Give everyone a couple minutes to come and a couple minutes to come join. Give it about maybe 30 more seconds. All right, let's get started today. Morning, everyone, and thanks for being here today. My name is Todd Weisbrot, and I'm an executive function skills coach, certified ADHD coach, and co-founder of Skills for Life Coaching. Today's session is part of an ongoing Facebook Live series focused on executive function skills. Every week on Monday, I'm here to talk about a different executive function skill. Share some stories and hopefully shed some light for parents, grandparents, teachers, students who struggle with executive functioning. I'm focusing on kids that struggle with executive functioning. If you haven't had a chance yet, I encourage you to check out any of our previous sessions here on Facebook. And in addition to these live sessions, we offer workshops twice per week to unlock more of the weekly topic. So let's get into today's weekly topic. Today we're diving into a key skill that has major impact on learning, focus, and everyday functioning. It's called working memory. Not sure if anyone has heard about it. If you have, please feel free to drop a comment in the chat. Today we're diving into that, and whether you're a parent, a teacher, or student, understanding working memory can really change how you approach challenges with attention, organization, and follow through. So we're going to break it down into a simple, practical way. So we'll start out by giving a practical definition about what working memory is, and then get into some real-world examples. Working memory is the brain's ability to hold and use information for a short period of time. Think of it like a mental sticky note, or I sometimes think of it as a small whiteboard in your head that helps you to remember directions while you're completing a task and keep track of what you're doing in the middle of an activity and combine new information with what you already know. So let's get into some examples. For example, like think about a phone number, and someone tells you their phone number and you're trying to remember it. Maybe you don't have time to put it into your phone yet, so you're saying it in your head to remember it before dialing. That's working memory in action, everyday life. Or another example, think about being somewhere. It could be a party, it could be an event, it could be just at work, and you're introduced to several people, and you're trying to remember everyone's name. So you practice their names in your head, or maybe you say them out loud so that you remember them. That's using working memory in action also. And that helps you to remember their names. Now, working memory is a part of something called executive function skills. They're the brain's management system, and they help us get things done. They help us plan and stay organized and problem solve and control our impulses. So working memory supports executive function by helping following multi-step directions. That's many steps. Think about, 2, 3, 4 steps in the directions. Allowing you to stay on task without losing track of your goals. So you're working along on a task, or you're reading something, you're understanding where you're at. Maybe you're annotating as you go, or taking notes. or just proofreading, and supporting problem solving and decision making as you take what's in your working memory to help you figure out how to determine how to solve problems. So what happens if your working memory is weak? Maybe many of us have seen this. You might see challenges like forgetting instructions quickly, especially multi-step instructions, losing track of steps in assignments. I remember when I was teaching and students would complete just part of the assignment. Maybe they only did the first half of the assignment. Some of the students maybe didn't look on the back of the page, even though that was part of the directions, so they didn't complete the assignment there, or struggling to complete tests independently. And that's something super important. All of these are skills we need to know, obviously, for life. But right now, it's especially important for students. I mean, because so much of school involves holding and using information. So let's think of a real-world example. Imagine you're at home and you tell your child, go upstairs, grab your math backpack, your math book, bring down your homework, put your homework in your folder, put your folder in your backpack. So let's think about this. It's a lot of things to remember, right? To successfully complete this, the student would have to remember all parts of the directions, right? The 4 parts: going upstairs, grabbing the math book, bringing it down, putting it in your folder, in your backpack, keeping them in order so that they remember, and carrying them out without getting distracted. So if their working memory is strong, they can do this really smoothly. But if not, they might go upstairs and forget what they went up to get, or grab the wrong item, or only complete one part of the task. It's not laziness. It's often a working memory breakdown. So working memory impacts so many everyday activities. Following conversations, completing homework, completing work tasks, taking notes while listening, in meetings or in the classroom, solving math problems, solving solutions to science questions and language arts questions, and writing papers. We can understand this. We can shift from thinking that they're not trying to, how can we support their memory? We ask, well, how can you do that? Well, you can break tasks into smaller steps, write things down, especially in an agenda, to-do list, on a whiteboard. Repeat the directions, but maybe break the directions into pieces and chunk and ask and stop questions to make sure that this individual understands what they need to do. You could have them retell the directions also, and use visual reminders, which are extremely effective. These strategies reduce the load on the working memory, and they help students and adults succeed. So we just touched the surface today. There's so much more out there on working memory, and our full workshop will dive deeper into practical strategies for building working memory for both kids and adults, so life skills. So if you've ever wished for less stress, less arguing, more confidence, organization in your family, this is for you. Link to register for the workshops will be in the comments attached to the live video post. And for questions regarding individual coaching or for students and their parents, please call us at 954-728-0493 or send an email to todd@skills-4life-coach.com. I appreciate everyone joining today, and I look forward to seeing you in upcoming sessions and workshops. Thanks for your time, and have a great day. See you all next time.